The black door opens fully. It's no longer just a wooden surface. It's alive. The air around it pulsates, rippling as if it's breathing. The red glow from within spills into the hallway, casting long shadows. Daniel stands at the threshold, hesitating, his body trembling with anticipation and dread. His reflection is distorted in the glass, the house distorting him too. Cut 2. Daniel takes a deep breath. The whispers begin again, distant, muffled, almost soothing. They call to him. His name reverberates off the walls of the house, familiar yet alien. His hands begin to tremble as he steps forward. The temperature drops with every movement. His breath becomes visible in the cold air. Scene: the descent into memory. The moment Daniel crosses the threshold of the door, he is no longer in the hallway. He finds himself plunging downward, as though falling into the bowels of the earth. His body twists and turns in the air, as if gravity no longer applies. There's no light, only the pounding sound of his own heartbeat, growing louder and faster as the fall continues. He crashes to the ground, landing with a sickening thud. He opens his eyes and realizes he's in a room he recognizes. The walls are familiar, the same cracked wallpaper, the same dusty corners. It's his childhood home. But something's wrong. Everything is darker, more decayed, and the time here feels off. The house seems to breathe. The air shifts as though the house is alive, feeding on the presence of the living. Daniel stumbles to his feet, his head spinning. Scene: the Hall of Forgotten Faces. As he explores, he finds himself drawn to a hallway. The portraits on the walls are disturbing. Faces from his past, all twisted, their eyes gouged out, their mouths frozen in screams. But there's a catch. Each portrait is staring at him, even though they should not be. Each one seems to call his name. He stumbles backward, but the walls close in around him, pulling him forward. His pulse quickens. He begins to hear voices, his father, his mother, his own voice. But none of them sound right. All are distorted. All are asking the same question. Why did you leave us? The hallway seems endless, stretching beyond reason. The walls pulse with each step he takes. He feels as though the house itself is closing in on him, as though the walls are alive. Suddenly, the girl in the red dress appears again, standing at the end of the corridor. Her face is no longer hidden by her hair. It's his mother. Her eyes are empty, hollow, black. You shouldn't have come back, Daniel. You buried us here. You buried me here. She extends a hand toward him. He takes a step forward, but the house shifts again. The walls buckle and the floor gives way, revealing a pit of writhing shadows beneath. The door slams shut behind him. Scene: the house is alive. The house groans, and the entire structure seems to twist. The floor beneath him begins to move, as if the house itself is alive, pulsing, breathing. The door that he entered through is now gone. There is no way back. The walls close in on him. He presses his hand against them, feeling the texture shift from wood to skin, soft, clammy, and warm. The house is not just a structure. It is something more. Suddenly, a hidden door opens before him, revealing a dark staircase that leads further down into the earth. As he descends, the air grows colder, thicker with the scent of decay. The sound of dripping water echoes through the walls. The deeper he goes, the more the house seems to be pulling him down. Scene: the grave. Beneath the house. At the bottom of the stairs, Daniel enters a large underground chamber. The air is thick with dust, and the floor is covered in broken stones, some of which have names carved into them, his name among them. He kneels, his hands trembling as he touches the stone. Beneath it, a faint glow emerges. The glow grows brighter until the entire room is bathed in an eerie red light. His pulse races as the ground beneath him cracks open. Something stirs beneath. He reaches down, but before his fingers can touch the earth, the shadows rise, tendril-like shapes that grab at his arms, pulling him deeper into the earth. Scene: the truth of the door. The shadows form into human shapes, not ghosts, but memories, distorted, faceless, and twisted. They reach for him with cold, dead hands. Each figure whispers his name, begging for release. Suddenly he sees a figure emerge from the shadows. It's the man from the photograph, the one he saw in the first part of his journey. The man stands tall, but there's something wrong. His face is a mask of terror, his eyes wide and hollow. He holds a lantern, the same lantern Daniel saw earlier in his childhood room. The man steps forward, his voice cold and hoarse. "You've come too far, Daniel. The door you opened has brought you here, but this is not a place of escape, it is a prison, and now you belong to it." The ground trembles as the door reappears, this time behind Daniel. He turns to face it, but the door is no longer black. It's covered in thick living veins, pulsating with dark energy. The shadows around him rise, forming into the faces of everyone he has ever known. His mother, his father, even his younger self, all screaming for him to stop. Daniel reaches out to the door, his fingers brushing against the living wood, and in that instant, he realizes he is part of the house now. Scene: the final choice. With no way out, Daniel faces the final truth. The house doesn't trap people. It remembers them. The door doesn't open to the outside world. It opens to the inside, to the memories, to the darkness buried deep within. The house feeds on its occupants' deepest fears and regrets, twisting them into its own twisted reflection. The girl in the red dress appears once more. Her voice echoes through his mind. "You left us here. You buried me here. Now you will live with us. Forever." The door beckons. He takes one final step forward. As he touches the knob, he is pulled inside. Cut to black. A single heartbeat echoes in the darkness. Final title card. The Forgotten Door. What was buried lives the end. Or is it?